Yeah. So my
Yeah.
friend, I was talking to Malik about it. My friend sent me a clip of Will Smith and Kevin Hart on the Red Table Talk. I ain't caught the whole thing yet, but I caught the clip. And Kevin Hart was saying how his kids are too soft, and like his daughter, because all she knows is happiness. She's never been sad. She always gets what she wants. She don't know sad because she
complaint.
Yeah, because wait, not that she,
let him finish.
Yeah, not that she don't know sad, but in the sense that she don't know a guy. She's never encountered a guy that maybe just wants her for one thing, or she's never encountered a guy that maybe don't like her or is gonna break her heart. Now, obviously, these are lessons that you will have to encounter in life. You're not just gonna I'm happy and then go meet a guy. That could happen. I'm not saying, but for the most part, you're not gonna meet the first person you like and then they're gonna like you and then blah blah blah. You're not gonna go to school, not get teased, etc. And he was saying how he's like his son was just mad soft. Like he said, we're gonna go training 5-6 a.m. in the morning. And his son was acting bad, like, I can beat you up, I'm a bit strong now, I can punch you. And he was laughing at his son, like, you've never been punched in the face. Like, and he just gave him a quick 1-2, and the son was like, and he was like, you're going to go boxing.
This guy's
and
soft.
he's like, you're going to go boxing, innit? And you know the Tyson quote, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Yeah. I've been punched in the face before, I've been punched in the stomach. I know what that feels like. I know how I reacted. I know how I wanted to react. I know how I should have reacted, or how now maybe I thought I was going to react. Until you've actually like encountered situations in life, you're delusional about how you would have acted, right? And I think you could grow up if you were incubated way too much, like you got mad pillows around you, you don't know how you're going to react to the world, like realistically. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying, again, you should have trauma and your dad should hang you out the window and all this kind of stuff, right? No, but there's balance. You could be all the way over here, all the way over here, but I think
it's that analogy of, like, if you haven't been, when you're scalded by hot water or touching fire or touching something you shouldn't do as a child, you generally learn to not go and do that again, innit?
But wouldn't you say that you would prefer your child to not go through some of these instances? Like, there's so many, we talk about street smarts and stuff. I can't lie to you, I don't want my child to go through any of that. I'd rather they're not street smart because in an area that they don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather that they're in a safer environment. They don't have to start, like, to a degree, we all suffer from a level of paranoia when you walk down certain areas and, you see a group of people, even us that we talk about and we say the news overdoes it and over eggs it, makes it seem like it's, gangland, whatever. We still walk down the road and still look around like, okay, there's a certain man there. That you're completely looking at your environment, completely different to your white counterpart who has a different view on life, and you're looking at him like, why are you not, a bit as paranoid as I am? But why should he be?
I absolutely love this conversation because we segued into this probably earlier than I thought we would, but I'm glad that we did, because I think this is one of the questions that I will, or this is one of the things that I will struggle with, I think, as a father, like me being honest, in finding that balance between sheltering and protecting my child and providing them. And I'm already in a better place than my parents were to provide for my child financially, even emotionally. And we all have a kind of similar story in that we kind of grew up in a particular part of London, probably a very poor borough, seen a lot of crime, seen friends go through situations, and like you said, our own personal experiences have created a lot of trauma within us. And sometimes I think to myself, I don't want my child to be naive or to be unaware. You wouldn't need to be streetwise if you ain't raised in the streets. If you're living in, I don't know, if you're living in like Wanstead, for instance, or living in Kensington, a very nice part of London, generally speaking, the need for you to be streetwise, whether you're black or white, it's not as important. Whereas if your child, if you're raising your child in East Ham, let's say, or in Tottenham or in Plaistow, I think it would be a disservice for me to tell my son and my daughter, so listen, could you just run to the shop for me at 10:45 tonight? And just put your hood on the way there.
45.
And just run like a madman to the shop. Even if you're like you would just prep them, And for me, the best example is my younger brother. I had mad experiences growing up between the age of 11 to 16, and I anticipated that my brother would get into the same, and he didn't. My brother was blessed throughout the whole of school. And then one time my brother came and said to me, oh, so-and-so tried to rob him and his boys one time in Forest Gate. I was like, what? I was like, what did you do? Whatever. And I think he was able to defend himself in that situation, but it made me realize that, like, in some ways he had been quite sheltered up until that point. Not even his fault. Like, I hadn't really prepped him for anything. My dad hadn't prepped him for anything. But that one incident there made me think, whoa, like, that's dangerous grounds. Like, I might have wanted to have kind of stepped in from early and say, listen, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And I guess kind of if you relate it to our daughters, for instance, it's not possible for me to not prep my daughter on the predatory behavior of men.